Welcome to this stream of the What If Tournament Round 4. Welcome to the stream. Now, if you haven't guessed it, it's going to be like all the rest. I've made thumbnails for each individual episode of this series, which hopefully y'all enjoy me doing that. Now, for the first one, which we're going to be doing is, I think we're going to do what if Deku was King Titan from Ark Survival Evolved? I think we're going to do that one first. If not, we're going to start off the Alicorn one. You can't wait to begin? Well, thank you, and again, you're the one that sent in the, what if Deku was King Titan from Ark Survival Evolved. Now, from what I know of this character that I've gotten, he's able to summon minions. Now, let me see, what would those minions look like again? I don't remember, but I'm happy to do this. I didn't get any images of his minions, but I'll describe them, I suppose. So I am very excited for yours and the Alicorn one, as I've spent a lot of time working on y'all's thumbnails. And working on another thumbnail that I will be showing y'all. Because I'm not going to be doing the One Piece for sometime next year. What if Green Kenobi was in One Piece? That is a long, far away what if. Like, maybe I can do it over my break period of after the What If tournament's done. Maybe. But I have other stories I need to work on as well. I've listed a lot in this. And this, after the What If tournament is going to be like my break period, where I'll be taking several days off, but still recording videos for y'all to enjoy. So hopefully y'all will appreciate that. Like, I love doing all your stories. Every story that has been sent in, I will say, is an amazing idea. I'm glad I came up with this, and I'm glad y'all submitted your stories. Or your ideas for a story. So, I do appreciate that. Sorry if I seem a little bit distracted at the moment. I'm just trying to get a visual of what the little minions looked like, so I'm getting a brief reference by looking up. They're basically smaller versions of lizards. Got it. Noted. I just needed to get a visual on what they were. Ooh. I'm gonna wait like a few minutes before I get started, but Darren, if you're in the chat, say something. Because I think you did ask me if you wanted your character in here. If I remember, you did ask me to have like a little cameo of your character in there. Which I might do that in the last episode. Like, that's how I've got it planned so far. And these episodes are going to be extremely long, which it's going to be long. But I decided to cut your story into 3 parts. So, 3 individual thumbnails. First, we've got just the standard thumbnail that looks cool. Truth be told, the events taking place in that part has really nothing to do with the thumbnail. Which I realized that when I made the thumbnail. But I thought not to change it because it's already the face on the tournament. So, hey. Just gotta go with the flow. Also, if anyone has a question on the what if Green Kenobi was in One Piece, there'll be a what if of me, but in a different universe. And like, why would you do that one first, not the so-called recommended One Piece one? One Piece? My thought process now is we're gonna have a full-on adventure. Multiple episodes. Like, we're talking my longest running series times 5, probably. Which I think the longest ever running series I did was 10. So about 50 what if parts. Possibly. Maybe less, maybe more. I'm not sure. It's something I'm going to be investing in. Because I'm not sure if I'm going to start before or after the time skip. Most likely before at some point. But this other what if is one I put together myself, and will be the new image you'll be seeing for when I play the Sonic games, because I like this image very much. And this is what the thumbnail is going to be, and something I'm looking forward to is what if Green Kenobi was in Sonic. Now that one is going to be fun. That's a what if I want to put by y'all saying that one. Which island are you beginning your journey on? Now that one was a tough one. Of course, I will have an image probably of the island I'm starting the journey on, just to give y'all a note. But I was thinking the same town. What was it? Logtown? The same town as the Pirate King. His execution, his home. I was thinking of that. So, Logtown. I really hope I'm saying it right. It's been so long since I watched that episode of One Piece. So, hopefully that answers your question. And also, I gotta put this out there. The Octoling Experiment Chapter 5. What were your thoughts on that? Please do comment or put in the chat what y'all thought of it. It's a, story I put together myself. I have put that story, it had been on a 5-month delay. Is because I needed a break, I didn't know where I was going for it, and I finally just resurfaced with the story. Now, Chapter 5.5, which is the in-between of that chapter, will be coming soon. Probably a week, maybe next month. Because those stories usually tend to take longer to do than most. What ifs, simple ideas, I can make my brain work out, but when doing a full-on story detail in my what ifs, that takes time. Now, of course, these are of characters I understand powers, I can get a full-on scenario with. Creating a story from scratch takes a lot more effort. Because I can imagine the scenarios of the what ifs, the abilities and all that. It makes it a bit simpler to come up with. Stories, yeah, you throw that out the window, you're starting from scratch. But I hopefully all enjoyed, or if you have not watched it, I recommend you go watch it. Now, y'all may be wondering, why did I have a scene change one, then just revert back to just plain old audio? I don't have the time to do scene changes, what ifs, at the moment. So, I've been reverting to my old style, so, hey. You gotta do what you gotta do. Also, that other fan-made story, the, MLP Zebra That Was Corrupted story? Chapter 2 dropped today. If you have not watched that already, I recommend you watch that as well. That is a story, again, I've worked on. Or am working on. Now, I thought of adding another voice, like someone else to voice a character in the story, but we ended up not settling for it. So, it's just gonna be me going through all the story idea, the main plot, and all that. So, hey, it's fine. Now, who's ready for this round? What was something else I was going to mention during this live stream? Oh, yes. I will be finishing Sonic Origins tomorrow. I am going to play the story mode. And I will say this before we get into this what if. If the story mode is just me playing every Sonic game again, which I really hope is not the case, which I don't think they would do that, would they? Yeah, you're gonna have a fun time. Probably gonna be me raging, because if I had to combine all of the Sonic games, I'm about worthing a day's worth of gameplay right there. So, yeah. I still remember that 2 hours I spent on one level in particular, and what was it, Sonic CD? Yeah, that was fun. That was real fun. Again, thank you, Logan. I know you're not really in this chat, but you somehow make it to the, well, you're sometimes in this, but sometimes you make it into the Sonic games, which I appreciate you. You really helped me out there. Thanks once again. Appreciate you for your help during the Sonic CD game with giving me some tips. Now, any questions before we get on to part 1 of What If Deku Was King? And this one, I will just go ahead and probably show you all the thumbnails. It's a 3-part series. Shorter than most of these series I've done on this, but it's gonna be long either way. It either being time frame wise or it's going to be part wise. I just don't want people to sit through mostly an hour of footage. But hey, some people do. And like, again, if you would like me to make like a movie version of this, I'll just gather all the compilations, add them together. May try that, but I make playlists, so all of these will be playlists, but not released until their What If story is fully released. Now, Darren, do you have any questions? As I think you're the only one on the stream. Possibly, I'm not sure. Oh. What was it? There's gonna be a lot of Sonic in the future on this channel for the Sonic games. Because I've decided I will be making probably videos on each zone, and I didn't find any of the Chaos Emeralds. So the likelihood of me playing Sonic Origins again in the future, after I've probably beaten all the other Sonic games, is probably on my list. So bear in mind that. Again, that's next year, probably, though. Maybe the year after that, but hey, who knows? Alright, I've just been talking on. I really should get in part to this first story, unless anyone wants to comment or chat. Ooh. It's been 13 minutes just going on that. But hey. It's time for another What If. What if Deku was King Titan from Ark Survival Evolved? We start this story 4 months before Izuku's Quark Doctor test. We go to a site where a lot of researchers are currently digging up old fossils on a remote island. As they are digging up, as they just are pickaxing, have excavation equipment, as then one of the drills hits something. As they pull the drill back up, as the drill's shattered. Hey, over here! As the others are communicating. Over here, take a look at this. As they look down the hole, I can't tell what that is, but whatever it did tore the drill up. As they start to dig away with shovels to get down to it. As they seemingly stand, after moving most of the dirt and dust, the skeleton of, well, the King Titan from Ark Survival. As they start looking at this thing, what type of creature is this? I don't know, but it sure is large. Well, we're gonna need to take some samples. Send it back to Japan for some more research? Yeah. As they gathered the samples of this thing, and they had to, one of the employees, hey, get that to the boat. Send it back to Japan for some studying. Whatever this thing is, we need to find what it was. As they had never seen this creature, it was probably only inhabited on this remote island, so that's thinking why they only found the bones at the island. Alright, I'll get it back to shore. As, well, the man would grab the briefcase full of equipment and supplies as he would walk over. As we just have a simple sailor just having a quick drink while he's just sitting on looking at the paper. As he flips the paper, what can I do for you? I'm here to take this back to Japan, just some research. Very well, I'll get this boat started. As he closes the paper, gets up and walks to the front of the ship and gets it started as they go off to sea. Now, of course, when they arrive back in Japan, an unfortunate incident happens where the guy walks out as there's a huge explosion. As he looks up, as it seems like the lab he was taking it to had been attacked. As he drops the case, as he runs to pick it up, what in the world happened here? As he looks towards the fire, as he sees some birdmen walking out, what in the... As he reaches towards his pistol, one of the men just fires a gun, hitting him in the hand. As he's holding onto the case, as he's trying to run away. As he would run and turn a corner, as then someone would reach his hand out, as it would touch his face, as then he would just explode, sending blood all over the back wall behind him and the corner of the buildings. As the man would shake his hand, as it was Overhaul, as then he looks at, well, the case. As he puts on his glove, as he opens it, as it shows all the research they had gathered from the island, it looks like that excavation crew we hired to check on that island found something useful. Boss, what should we do with them? Simple. No loose ends. As he smiles, we'll get rid of them, sir. As we go back to the man on the boat, who had called in for heroes, the police, because he saw the building blow up from a distance. What seems to be the problem? There's a building on fire. I don't know what happened. I was currently taking in one of their employees back from overseas, but something happened. Well, thanks for notifying the heroes. We'll be there in moments. Stay put. All right. What in the world happened? As we would skip about 4 months to the Quark Doctor exam. Now, of course, same would happen in canon. I really don't want to go into it. As Deku had walked into the Quark Doctor, got tested, found out he was quarkless. As of course, he's devastated. And they're preparing to leave. Now we go to that same doctor that's in the office. As he picks up the phone and starts calling. This is where we cut over to Overhaul's perspective. As Overhaul is currently just hitting the desk as it exploded. Why are all the test subjects failures? We've tried it, and we've almost gotten rid of all the samples we've gotten. As there only seems to be one sample. As the samples are some sort of purple liquid with the scales of the, King Titan. As originally there was a total of, 15 vials, and now there's only one. As he looks at the footage of all the previous attempts, the first one was a volunteer. As he had come in and got injected before, horribly, as the DNA had mixed, caused his arm to explode. He was later then killed off due to his failure. The second experiment was looking promising until the body just flatlined. The veins were popping purple and could not be done. The third one just exploded. 4 through 5 were disfigured and died later. 6, 7, and 8 just died of, well, being injected. Similar to how, I believe, the third one. And the other attempts, they all ended up dying. As they're on the last vial, why aren't any of these working? Like, I've done my research. I've chosen proper quarks for this. Proper people. You have even chosen a few mutation types. But not one is committing to this project.